The unlikely poster sits on the wall of Kyle Dubas' rather Spartan office with the large printed words along the side reading, "Ignore the noise." The photo is that of Bill Belichick, legend of Boston and New England football. The poster was given to Dubas as a gift when he was first hired by the Maple Leafs. "I'm a fan," said the Leafs' first-year general manager. "I've admired their ability in a hard-cap league to be successful year after year. They've made a lot of moves that have been highly criticized at the time. But the Super Bowl champion Patriots have their way, their philosophy, their system. And they stick with it no matter what. And they win, and the maxims they apply to us here: do your job. Ignore the noise. That's what we're looking to be, on the way to yet another playoff series with the Boston Bruins." Dubas pushes aside the irony of having a fabled figure of Boston sports on his wall and attempts to take stock of precisely where his franchise is after his first full season on the job. "The things I'm looking for," said Dubas of the Bruins series, "is the level of competitiveness within our group. How we respond when things don't go well. How we come out on Thursday and Saturday night in Boston, and how we did last year to start the series. Have we grown as a group, and are we better prepared to open the series? We're about to find out. It's a great environment, playing in Boston. It's hostile. It's loud. Almost everyone in our room has gone there now. What you're looking for, as GM, is our growth from year to year. That's important to me." The Bruins were a better team than the Leafs, a more structured team, most of the regular season. And yet, after 72 games played, each team had won 43 games. With basically nowhere to go, the Leafs won just 3 of their final 10 games, Boston won 6. They ended up with 49 wins, the Leafs with 43. And now 2 teams with 100 points or more will face each other in round 1. "A lot of people have said to me, 'Don't you wish you didn't have to play the third best team in the league in the first round?' Dubas said. "And I think, for our group, where we are right now, this is the best thing for us. For our maturation and development, for our pursuit of being a contender year in year out, this matters." This matchup, with those 2 centers, Patrice Bergeron and David Krejci, with their defense, with their culture, they know what this is about. "For us, this is a great challenge for our players. We hope our guys can rise to the occasion. A lot of it is going to see how our team actually plays in the series. The key is, how do we play? We know they're a great organization, with a great management team, great coaching, a great group of players, who have been together a long time. They've won a Stanley Cup, been to the Stanley Cup final. They contend every year. This is a test for us. We can learn from them and Tampa both. This is great opportunity for us to measure where we're really at against an opponent we know well. So from my perspective, this is exciting. The test is to determine where exactly the Maple Leafs are, this growing and occasionally glowing collection of talent mostly inherited by Dubas. Mitch Marner had a splendid season. Auston Matthews took another step forward in his development. The great free agent signing, John Tavares, exceeded expectations in year 1. Morgan really is a candidate, albeit a long shot, to win the Norris Trophy. All that happened in a season in which Leaf players got better and the team inexplicably got worse. This is almost a decade for Tampa and for Boston in their development, said Dubas, not making excuses, just trying to provide context. This is year 3 for us. We want to get where they've been. What has impressed Dubas in this up-and-down season is the daily attitude he has witnessed being around the players. He likes the daily energy. He likes the lack of internal controversy. He was impressed with the overall attitude of his players, even if the players on the ice seemed to lack discipline or a manner of succeeding while playing without the puck. The Leafs never found that defensive system they often talked about, giving up 36 more goals than the Bruins allowed, yet they scored 27 more. And they never had the kind of run Boston had in February, when the Bruins went a month without losing. That month is the difference between the teams. Dubas said, "We've played Boston 4 times, but we haven't played them since January. They've changed since then. We've changed since then. We haven't played them for months now. But for months we've known there was a 90% chance we'll be playing them in the playoffs. We knew we weren't going to catch Tampa. For us now this is a great challenge for our players, understanding how to win and being able to execute it to the highest level at playoff time. That's what Dubas wants to see against the Bruins. What impresses him so much annually about Belichick, the football coach, is that the New England Patriots win no matter what the circumstances seem to be, no matter how daunting the challenges are in front of them. They are in contention just about every season. He wants his Leafs to be in contention similarly over the upcoming years. Being in contention doesn't mean losing first round of the playoffs 3 straight seasons. And he thinks, despite his many critics on the subject, that the Leafs are tough enough on the ice to get things done. I look at toughness maybe a little bit differently than most people do, Dubas said. Are you willing to be the first person on the puck? That's what I want to see. Are you willing to endure pressure and contact to make a play? When you forecheck, are you willing to go into that 50-50 puck battle and win? I don't think we lost to Boston last year because we weren't tough enough. We lost because when the games were on the line or the series, they made more plays and they executed better than we did. We certainly have players I would call tough. Bergeron is extremely tough. Marchand is tough. Chara, goes without saying, is tough. It's not just being tough, it's being abrasive. It's a different kind of tough. It's a toughness that begins on Thursday night, not about fighting tough, about battling, about imposing will on the opponent, about fighting through traffic and not with fists. The Leafs are underdogs again, for the 3rd straight year in round 1 of the playoffs. 2 years ago they finished 23 points behind Washington and lost in 6 games. Last year, they finished 7 points behind Boston and lost in 7 games. This time, 7 points behind the Bruins again. I thought about this morning, Dubas said. You're driving in today and we have games coming up. 15 teams aren't playing anymore. The more you win, the more important the games get. That gets more exciting it gets, the weather gets better, the city gets more excited. For us as an organization, this is another great test and opportunity for our players. They know what we're up against. They know how difficult it's going to be. This is a great chance for us to show another step in our evolution of where we want to go. Now it's just a matter of proving it. Dubas feels for Sparks. Kyle Dubas and Garrett Sparks are close, which made the decision to remove the backup goaltender from the dressing room and team practices all the more difficult. This isn't the kind of history Dubas wants to be known for making, but no one could remember a backup goaltender being pushed aside to work on his game while his team is heading to the playoffs. It was a difficult personal experience, Dubas explained. I've known Garrett for a long time and we've been through a lot of ups and downs together. Late in the regular season, Dubas began conversations with coach Mike Babcock as to what to do about Sparks' drop-in play. We're concerned. I didn't want to keep going with the status quo, he said. That wasn't helping anyone. At this time of year, we have to do what's best for the team, first, and what's best for Garrett, in that order. Dubas said the athletic Sparks has to stop chasing the game and chasing the puck. For now, Michael Hutchinson will serve as backup to Frederik Andersen in the Leaf goal. As the Leafs were headed to the practice ice Monday, Sparks was on another rink at the MasterCard Center working on his game.